What's the Iraq War? Well, the Iraq War can also be called the Second Persian Gulf War. It lasted from March 20th, 2003 to December 15th, 2011. Wait, did this throw?
Who was involved? Iraq and a group of countries, Denmark, Australia, and Poland, led by the United States and the United Kingdom. There were a total of about 100,000 civilian deaths and 25,000 to 30,000 soldier deaths. Go.
The Iraq War started because they continued manufacturing and had possession of weapons of mass destruction and supported terrorist groups.
We wanted to end the dictatorial rule of Saddam Hussein.
President George W. Bush told Saddam Hussein that he had 48 hours to leave Iraq. He refused, so the U.S. attacked them in March. It began when U.S. aircraft dropped several precision-guided bombs on a bunker complex in which the Iraq president was believed to be meeting with senior staff. This was followed by a series of airstrikes directed against the government and military installations, and within days, U.S. forces had invaded Iraq from Kuwait in the south. During the war, on March 31st, 2004, an ambush killing of 4 U.S. military contractors whose bodies were displayed publicly made a lot of people very upset because of the disrespect towards the U.S.
This caused the first battle, Fallujah, lasting from April 4th to May 1st, 2004.
Because of the airstrikes on the town killing a lot of civilians, the U.S. was forced to leave on May 1st, leaving behind a brigade that dissolved by September and left American weapons to the insurgents, or the bad guys.
The Second Battle of Fallujah, November 7th to December 23rd, 2004, the U.S. tried to get control of Fallujah, which was a stronghold of the Ba'ath Party. About 300,000 civilians fled the city, and airstrikes began. Troops moved in on November 8th. There were a lot of brutal street fighting and traps set in buildings. Many civilians were killed. The U.S. took control of the city center, but many spots of resistance still remained throughout the country. This was the last large-scale fighting, but there were still many spots with terrorist groups that continued violence.
Violence began to decline in 2007, so the U.S. slowly reduced its military presence there.
The surge. The surge happened in January of 2007 when President Bush planned to increase the number of troops by 20,000. They called this the surge. Violence decreased greatly and the U.S. had fewer casualties.
Operation Red Dawn was an American military operation conducted on December 13, 2003, in the town of Adwar, Iraq, that led to the capture of Iraqi President Saddam Hussein. The operation was named after the 1984 film Red Dawn. U.S. troops captured and arrested Hussein, who had been hiding in an underground hole without firing a single shot. Hussein was put on trial and eventually executed in December 2006.
U.S. troops are still deploying to Iraq because of terrorism. Iraq is targeting the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria with airstrikes.
The Iraqi parliament recently voted to expel U.S. forces from Iraq. Now, Iraq's militia is targeting U.S. troops and killing them. We are still signing peace treaties to this day.